business really in line and the investment into our department. And so when he announced his retirement and I was recruited to come onto For Life, I feel very blessed at what I do. And so and I also want to give a big thank you to all of you. You've shared so many kind, humbling thanks to me. Thank you. But I'm really humbled by each of you and the dedication to serve. I listened to your stories up here. You've come and told me, you know, thank you. Carlos Rocha said the nicest thing to me backstage, my wife will attest. I never feel like I work hard enough, and so to hear that kind of thing, it really goes a long way. So thank you so much for all that you do out there. It really makes it a lot of fun. So let's talk to your products. So like I said, since today you've got Energy Go Sticks available. Did anybody get their bags when they came into the convention either today or yesterday? Do you have your bags with you? Did you go down to the bottom and search out and find if there was an Energy Go Stick in there that you could mix up? There you go. Good. I think that's what I was supposed to remind you to do. Search that out. So Energy Go Stick. So does anybody here feel like you need some more energy from time to time? Yes, absolutely. Why do you think this? Products such as Energy Go Sticks are doing so well, and why is that? People feel it right away, right? This is probably your easiest sell items to convince somebody on a product because there's an immediate gratification, an immediate response. I mentioned yesterday when I talked that my personal belief is that every product should have a 30-day, should have a one-bottle response time, right? People need to feel an effect, or it'll be hard to get them to repeat purchase. People buy a product like Energy Go Sticks for one very simple purpose. They feel like they need more mental power to get through whatever moment. Maybe it's a student who needs to study better. You know, maybe it is just somebody who is out working the business and needs to have more mental clarity, more mental function. And so this is a product that we formulated to not only support energy, but also as many of our products, it also has transfer factor in it. So it's an immune system support type product. So let's talk a little bit about what's in it. So what do we have in Energy Go Sticks here in Europe that you're going to be able to start purchasing today? So you've got transfer factor. I assume I don't need to give a lot of reiteration on what the purpose of transfer factor is, but we're here to support the immune system. It's obviously core what we believe makes you function more effectively. So if you need more energy, it's hard to have robust energy if your immune system is feeling compromised. So that's our first target. Again, this comes back to the foundation products that I talked about yesterday. Is that you have to have a functioning, healthy immune system is one of those core bases. What else do we have in it? We have caffeine. So the caffeine that we've included is derived from natural sources. I'll give you a little side note here on caffeine that may or may not be of interest, or may not be aware of. There is a lot of data, a lot of research coming out now looking at the differences between natural caffeine and legal but synthetic derived caffeine, or caffeine anhydrous. And you've probably seen caffeine added into a lot of products. It's very common because people know that you're going to feel the effects of caffeine. So people include caffeine as a way to get people to like it, like this product. Here's some more caffeine. I did a research study when I was in my PhD program on an energy beverage, a very popular one that's in the market. This company invests a lot of money in research. And we saw some very interesting things. I won't mention the name of this drink, this energy drink. But I found it was fascinating what happened to the blood glucose response in these subjects, in these people that I was testing. On one level, they were becoming their sports performance, and their bodies were changing, and that was all very positive. But their blood glucose levels were going up. And that's out there that caffeine anhydrous, this is a bad form of caffeine, the synthetic form of caffeine, has got a lot of negative responses to it. However, the natural caffeine, naturally derived caffeine, there's a lot of positive benefits to it that are getting out into the literature. So it's a really fascinating thing that nature has provided this natural balance in plants that you're going to get some of the positive benefits of this active ingredient, and you're going to get positive benefits to counteract anything potentially bad. So natural source of caffeine, I apologize going off on a tangent on that, but it is fascinating if you do go out and you're into energy drinks and you're taking a lot of energy drinks, just be cautious. This is why we use natural caffeine in energy go sticks. We did not add synthetic caffeine to it. So you will get a little bit of energy, you get the energy kick out of it in a very healthy way. There's also certain amino acids that are very effective for the way your mind works. And so for a very number of different reasons. So there's L-taurine, there's L-arginine, we've got L-glutamine in this one as well. There's various reasons for these, and I don't want to bore you with them. They all have a very different function in how to support energy on two different levels. You need to not only support what we all think. Anytime somebody says, I don't feel like I have enough energy, most of us are thinking energy from their brain, right? You're tired and lethargic. Energy happens in a cell in a different way, and these amino acids, having them in the bloodstream, allows the cells, no matter what tissue, to function more effectively. So to keep it really simple, so if your cells in your body or in your gut are working more effectively, the resources necessary to keep your brain working well are kind of freed up. So that's why these amino acids are really present in this product. And lastly, you may have heard of EGCG and its polyphenols. I talked about it yesterday. Again, this is a foundation item. I really believe that these bioflavonoids in both EGCG and polyphenols are in the same class of these plant active ingredients that we just aren't getting enough of. And this really helps our bodies function more effectively. And so if from an immune system standpoint, or as I mentioned yesterday, that there's lots of benefits from these bioflavonoids and just how your gut works, if all these other systems are working so much better, your metabolism works better, then your mind, what you perceive as being energy, you work more effectively. So when are the best times to take a product like Energy Go Sticks? I believe, and the data supports this, the best time to take it is if you were in need of energy. It's going to be on an empty stomach. You want to, just like the protein I talked about, you really don't want to slow this down. Just mix it with water, take it. You're going to want to eat some food. Some people are very sensitive to things that stimulate their body to get their metabolism moving. So I do suggest that you do have some food handy after you've taken it. Get just a little bit of food in your body. Just remember that if you take it with a big full stomach, lots of food will make you tired in and of itself. So just be aware that a good time to take it is going to be on an empty stomach. So kind of in between or prior to meals is a great thing to take it. Before workouts is a great thing to take it. First thing in the morning, instead of your coffee, you can take a product like Energy Go Stick. So I'm sure many of you that have been in other markets or used the product have found the way that works best for you. So I don't want to sit here and tell you how best your body's going to react to it. But those are the kind of general guidelines when somebody asks you, when should I take it? Empty stomach is a good time. Mix it with water. It shakes up really easily. So let's move on to next product, Renuvo. So Renuvo is, so Energy Go Sticks, remember, you can buy that today. So as soon as we cut out here after I get done, you can go over to the store and purchase, and it's now available in all of Europe. So Renuvo was the first product that I formulated when I came to For Life. This was a really unique step, and I'm going to talk on some different levels on this one, because this really sets the stage stage on how we are introducing products now, new innovations. Europe, I hear a lot about that there's more skepticism in Europe, which is maybe one of the reasons why we grow. This is where this business model that we are doing with things like Renuvo, with this new product that we're launching at convention in 2015, and so with other products that we're working on right now. We as a company, since I came on a year and a half ago, have invested more in experimental research and new product safety and efficacy research than the last 15 years. We are investing in more studies to show the safety and the effect of products like never before in the company's history. We did a study on Renuvo, and this is unheard of in the supplement, in the dietary supplement world. But we did our study on Renuvo before we ever agreed to launch the product. So we wanted to make sure it worked before we came out. Why is that important? I mean, this is the FDA, it's the United States version, or the EU, what different regulatory bodies want us to do. They want us to take a finished product and see is it safe and effective. There's so many different formulas out there. I mean, Energy Go 6 is a great example. All these ingredients are very safe. And they're the doses are so high, the level of safety, that we feel very confident that we can combine them and create a safe product without having to do a study on them. However, the tide is changing globally, that they're looking for more of this research. So Renuvo was a product that I formulated to help the body recover, to help you as an anti-aging type category product, but a daily stress product. If I say stress to you, many people are going to say, stress is, I'm getting beat up in money, I don't have enough money, or I'm broke this month, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and that's a stress. Or, you're having problems in a relationship, and there's emotional stress. And those are all very, very true stresses. Emotional stress, cognitive stress, absolutely is a stress, and it creates these hormones in your body. Simply getting on a plane and flying taxes your body in a way that you're probably not aware of. Your cells, when you exercise, creates a stress. Diets, how we eat, and especially as how food has changed over the last century, and what we are consuming. Food has an effect of stress on your body. And so when I look at stress from a physiological standpoint, I say, how can we recover from all of life's stresses better? Because that's what's going to keep you from aging fast. And so Renuvo was born from that concept. But we wanted to do a study first. So we did a study on Renuvo prior to deciding to launch this product. And so I said, in the environment that we live in, we cannot do studies in cancer. We cannot do studies in people with diseases, in people that are in hospital. We can do it, but we just can't market it. The legal environment throughout the world has said you are a dietary supplement and you can't talk about diseases. But if it's something that's normal, and anybody that's generally healthy is going to experience it, then we can test it and we can talk about the effects. So what is it that everybody tends to do that's going to stress their body in a negative way? Most people eat bad, and so there's a poor eating diet that we designed that's been studied several times to cause what's called an inflammation response. Now, inflammation, as I mentioned yesterday, is a normal, common event. Happens all the time. Happens the second you wake up, you have an inflammation response in your body that your body tries to take care of right away. However, inflammation left out of control or constantly occurring causes problems, and your body ages, and the cells and the tissues where you're causing these problems continue to age faster. And so the goal of Renuvo at the very core of it was, let's try to take care of stress physical stress, and the first event that's so important to take care of is this inflammation response, this natural inflammation response. Let's take care of that, and let's get you to rebound quicker. Now, when I talk about inflammation, most people go, "Oh, arthritis," or they, I hit my elbow, and whatever, and I swelled up. Yeah, that's all inflammation, and that's true. But a lot of people fail to recognize what happens with inflammation gone awry in your body, in the cells. Inflammation, left out of control by poor dieting, causes your body to produce more fat. It's a snowball effect. If you eat a poor diet, high in sugars, high in carbohydrates, high in bad fats, low in quality proteins, you have an inflammation response in your digestive system that goes throughout your entire body. You have this snowball effect. Fat starts being produced. You start getting fatter. As you get fatter, that fat tells other fat cells, "Hey, we got all this extra energy." It starts becoming a snowball effect, and it rolls downhill and gets bigger, bigger, bigger. And people get heavier, metabolisms get slower, and you continue to kind of go down this path if you don't correct that inflammation balance. Is that fairly simple to understand, right? I'm not trying to. I stand up here a lot, and I want to make sure people realize that inflammation is probably at the heart of all basic problems we deal with, because it is the first line of defense to tell your body. It sends a big flag and says, "I need to fix something right here," and then your body goes to work. But if you keep raising that flag, it's the proverbial boy who cried wolf, and your body just can't keep up with that flag waving, and it suddenly just kind of shuts down and says, "You know what? We're going to leave you on your own. You can deal with your own problems." And so we formulated Renuvo. You've probably seen and heard me talk yesterday about adaptogens, so I don't want to reiterate too much about it. But adaptogens, the reason I did these ingredients, I looked at very specific body systems that affect us in aging, so cognitive function, sexual reproduction, so our sex hormones, really there's an area, if you do your Google searches, you will find it's called your HPA axis. The term is hypothalamic pituitary adrenal. Don't try to translate that. HPA axis, do your search. That is the centerpiece of your body on recovering from stress. And when that becomes overworked, you can't recover. And so the goal of this product was to work in that area to help you recover better, to reduce the inflammation response, and to improve the antioxidant capacity of your body. Fairly simple. So I'm going to give you the two simple points that I want you to be able to tell anybody when they say, "What's it for?" It is to reduce the natural inflammation response. It is to promote an increase in the antioxidant capacity. That's as technical as you need to get with this product. I would take it even a step further and say, well, what does that mean for me? It is to bring you back in balance. As you do anything in life, it tips you in one direction. And your body is a beautiful, beautiful creation. It always tries to say, I want to be back in balance. If you drain your bank account too low and you've got bills due, you have got to find some way to fill that bucket back up to bring you back in balance. And your body works the same way. This formula is designed to bring you back in balance. Whether you're producing too much of a certain hormone or not enough, the goal is to bring you back in balance. So it's a very simple, I hope, selling story for you that people will feel. I believe that's one of the reasons why Renuvo, when we launched it at convention, it was the most successful launch in the company's entire history. We outsold, what did we sell, 32,000 units in 7 hours. I mean, it was an amazing launch. So we had 32,000 units in 7 hours. The best launch that we had. The best much that we had prior to that was 16,000 or 15,000 units over the course of the entire convention. So we had, from a company perspective, we didn't expect that, and so we sold out. But what we see a lot, what I understand from the history, is that we have a lot of sales at convention, and then unfortunately some of these products take off. Renew has continued to go up and up and up every month, which is a testament to the fact that it works. It works in most people. And so it's just like energy ghost sticks where people feel the effect, absolutely. You will notice that with your customers, it's an easy go-to product that will help you grow your business, because if they take it, and they take it regularly, that they will notice this improved effect, because they will return to this balance in a faster state. If they exercise, they'll notice that they recover faster from exercise. If they are like me and they just don't sleep well and they have a hard time with that, they'll notice that they have more energy throughout the day because they're recovering better. If they're eating a poor diet, it's an effect on their body. It can bring you back in balance and make you feel healthier, help you adapt to that negative stress. So to that point, to use that as my segue, how do I know that it works? I mean, there's a lot of times, and I appreciate this, that you trust what I say just on the face value that I tell you. I believe, and I'm grateful for that, but I also believe we're in a totally different environment. If we're going to say marketing claims, and I'm going to stand up here and talk about a term, inflammation, that in the United States is a radar that the FDA is looking at, I got to be able to have the data, the studies, to show that I can make these statements. We also had a goal of patenting this. You obviously don't want to compete against anybody with this product, right? You want to be able to be the only person in the world that can sell this. And so we patented this product. And so this is also a patent product, but we wanted to make sure that this product works. So we designed a study, started at the University of Missouri, and the goal was, are we actually able to reduce the inflammation response to a poor diet, and are we able to increase the antioxidant capacity of the body? Simple two questions, right? Those are the two main points I want you to take away. So in other words, are we able to bring the body back into balance based on a normal, here I'll let you take pictures, based on a normal physiological stress. So we had a diet that they were on for 30 days. So this is a long-term study to look at the safety of the product as well, and does it work? And what we found is that it exceeded our expectations. What we saw was these things called protein carbonyls here on the left. That's a sign of protein. That's a sign of damage. That's a sign of tissue damage in the body. That would be something that, from an anti-aging perspective, you would look at. Can you reduce the amount of these protein carbonyls that are being generated? And we reduced it by a significant amount, 42%. Mind you, the group taking Renuvo was still consuming this poor diet, this Western diet, a diet high in sugar and high in bad fats. And that's a pretty common diet, unfortunately, throughout the world now. And so, even in the face of a bad diet, a diet that causes inflammation, a lot of these problems that people have with allergies and things stemming from the digestive system are because of the diets they consume. And we were able to reduce that negative response by 42%. The inflammatory response, so again, this inflammation, this initial thing is saying, I got a problem here. We reduced that by 64%, even though they were consuming the bad diet. That is really impressive. So when you look at somebody who's on a bad diet and says, well, I have to change my entire life for this to work. No, you don't have to. Will it work better? Absolutely. I mean, things are going to always work better if somebody lives a healthier life. But to get them to turn that corner and feel better, to have the kind of motivation to go out and live a healthier life, we were able to reduce that inflammation response by 64%. And that really surprised us. We didn't expect to see that big of a change. SOD2, superoxidized dismutase. Don't try to repeat that. SOD2 is an enzyme. This is a master enzyme, which is just an enzyme is a big protein in your body. that as you increase it, what it tells you is you're increasing the antioxidant capacity of the body. So in other words, you can just handle more stress. Okay, you can handle more stress in your body if you can get SOD2 to rise. I'm simplifying it, but that is the purpose of that. We raised SOD2 by 43%. So what we showed was that it worked. And why is that important? One, you can then take this information and tell people, I can say with certainty that the company invested money to say this product works and it's safe. Now that's great. It should help you grow your business. It helps confirm that we know it does work. But why is that additionally important? So I have a huge goal with our company. One of my beliefs in science, all the companies I worked with before I came to Life, when I was a consultant helping companies get out of problems, was that if it doesn't get published in the science world, it isn't real. I mean, how many times you can, and this helps you grow your business, and I think it's great, and we do it. You have to have people telling you their story. I mean, this is what network marketing is all about, is getting up here and telling you your personal story of success in the business and this and that. In the science world, in the regulatory world, and what gets companies in trouble is if that's all they base their claims on, is one person's response or some little study that they did at the company with a group of employees, but it never goes anywhere and gets published. So what we are investing in at For Life, like I said, we are investing more now in research than at any time in the company's history. Our quality control, our quality side of testing the finished products to make sure they're from the standpoint it doesn't have what we say it has on the label, and are we sure it doesn't have any bad things in it? We're testing that at a level that we've never done in the company's history. And a side note on that, I'm really proud of this. I told you yesterday about our labs, and I want you to come see our labs and stop in. And anytime you travel to the States, come in and see the company. You know who else just kind of randomly drops in to a company like ours from time to time? The FDA. They like to just kind of randomly show up, and they want to come and find all the bad stuff, right? That's their goal. Is they show up unannounced and they say, "I got you," and I'm going to write you up. And so Danny and I were on a plane flying here to this event. And I land, and I get a notice, FDA stopped in. I go, great, we can't be there to help. I am happy to report, Steve Chu sent an email yesterday, said it was the FDA inspection that took place unannounced, that the statement that the FDA people said was this is the easiest audit they've ever done.
Yes!
The quality control group has done an amazing job to be regulatory compliant at the highest level. So we have done a great job. So that kind of support is nice to see. So what else are they looking at when they come and do an audit? They want to see, can we validate the claims we're making? So they go through this whole series of, you're making all these claims on your product and your ads and on your labels. Where's the data? Where is the support? Well, now what we are doing, with Renuvo as a great example, is we not only did this full study, 30-day study, but we took it out, we took it to conferences, scientific conferences, and we presented it amongst the scientific peers. So we let scientists take shots at us, at our methods, because you can always have a great study. I mean, I always said, the best studies are bought studies. You can create a good study and then publish it in some dinky little journal and say, I got a study, my product works, horrible design. When you go out to the research world, you will get very live. If you're trying to grow your business off lives, we don't do that. We took it out to the leading conferences, the American College of Sports Medicine. We got invited to speak at a lecture series on inflammation in health and disease and fitness. We have been published. You can go PubMed. I suggest if you have skeptics about the product, you can go to PubMed, P-U-B-M-E-D, do a search for Lockwood CM, and you will find all the studies that I have done, and I'm on this as well, and you will find this study. And those are the types of things that are going to help you grow your business with the skeptics. Is send them to a research engine to go and see that this product works. It's very effective. Today, and Danny Lee informed me some of you were scrambling to write down that website I was telling you. It is PubMed, PUBMED.gov. You can search in the search engine for Lockwood. CM. I like to, when I publish, by the way, to make my grandmother and my mother happy, is I do Christopher Michael, because that's what they made me. It makes us smile. So CM Lockwood, and you will find the research that I've done. You will find the Renuvo study there. Please go pull it up. You can print it off, and you can actually use that to help sell the business. I want to thank you so much for the time. I want to thank you for all that you do. And thank you for watching.